up your white tee. I'll do you dirty, yeah.
What's happening? What's popping, my empowered beauties? It's your favorite podcast host of S.H.E Talk, S.H.E, and we back at it again with another S.H.E Talk. As well, if you're new, what's happening? Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to help your girl grow. And if you're returning, what's popping? What's popping, my beauty? What's popping? Make sure that you like, comment, and as well, go get a queen and tell her to come on over here and enjoy this S.H.E Talk, because this week, y'all, we got some good going on this week, y'all. I ain't even finna lie. We got some good going on this week. As well, before we get into this video, I just want to first start by saying thank you to all of y'all. I reached 100 plus subscribers on YouTube. I hit 20k plus followers on TikTok as well. I got 1,000,000.1 likes on TikTok, y'all. I'm just so freaking blessed. Like, I am beyond blessed. I know when I told y'all, if y'all watched my vlog as well, I know I told y'all I was blessed then, y'all. I am beyond blessed now, okay? Beyond blessed. But y'all, I am beyond blessed. So I just want to thank all of y'all. And as well, if you on the journey to growing your social media accounts, continue. Consistency is the key. Continue even when you don't feel, the times that you don't feel like working, work 10 times harder on those days, because those be the days that surprise the hell out of you. Okay. But as well, before we get into this S.H.E Talk video, I'm gonna give a second for all y'all to go get y'all pen and pencils and the rest of the queens to come in. I also have my little shot of wine as well. Let me give y'all time to go get that, and I'm gonna sip on this. Alright, y'all, let's get into this video. Alright, queens, now let's get into this week's S.H.E Talk episode. It will strictly be about how to overcome childhood trauma. Before we get started, I want y'all to understand that I'm not a doctor, okay, y'all? I'm not a doctor. I'm really just giving you the gems that I did to help overcome some of the things that I went through, as well as some of the things I did personally research, just to give y'all a couple examples, and as well to enlighten y'all a little bit on whatever you may be going through or had went through. But as well, I do stretch out to say, reach out to a counselor, somebody professional that can help you with what you're going through as well too. But I just want to put that brief disclaimer in there. I am not a doctor. But I do have some gems on how to for you. Okay? Growing up, we were taught to never talk to strangers. Family is okay, but what about when it is your family? But like they say, accidents happen. That's life, sweep it under the rug. You got to get over it. But the thing is, do you really get over it? Or do we really supposed to get over it? I know, like, growing up, I remember growing up always hearing what happens in the house stays in the house. And to a certain extent, what does that mean? How far does that go? When is enough? Before we get deep into this, because I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm finna get deep with y'all. Before we get deep into this, I want to just let you know that whatever you went through in your childhood, especially if you're an adult now or if you're a child watching now, I just want to let you know that you were a victim. You were young. You didn't know. And as well, your mind didn't know. So at that point, I just want to let you know that as well, you were innocent. You were innocent out of the act. You were. The only difference is because you are here. You are here. The only difference in the reason why you are here is because you were a victim to what happened. But the only difference is you survived. You were hurt, and it did hurt, but you continue to push forward. and accept what happened to you. And that's what makes you empowered. Alright, I just wanted to let y'all know that before we get into this, because you have to understand that what you went through, you survived. You were a victim, but you survived. And you still push it to today. And baby, I just want to give you a round of applause, okay? Give you a round of applause. Because it's a lot of people that struggle with trying to get past. It's a lot of people that's not here today that couldn't get past what they went through. And you did. But I'm finna show you how to officially close that door and leave it in the past. Let's get into number one. Number one, I feel like, I actually got this inspiration off of someone on Facebook, and it actually hit home. Number one is, I always hear people say, I'm still trying to heal from that I don't speak about. But let's understand something. Let's understand what trauma is before we get deep into it. To understand trauma is anything trauma can be anything that keeps you locked in a physical, emotional, even a behavioral state. But what you got to understand is you're not the only one that go through trauma. Trauma can be within a family, a friend, a co-worker, someone that you probably don't even know. You might be at a light and two cars beside each other. You got to understand trauma can be amongst anyone. You got to understand this. We live in a broken world. We all live in shame, as well as we all go through things. And we all have a closet. Okay? We all have a closet. And what I'm trying to, let me break it down even more on exactly what I mean by trauma. Listen, when I say trauma, I'm not saying things like losing a basketball game or failing the test. I'm speaking on things like situations that actually gets under your skin, that actually makes you broil, that actually makes you shut down, that actually makes you want to just distance yourself from people. I'm talking about those type of problems, because what you got to understand is a basketball game or a failed test, those are things that can be, practice makes perfect. Those are things of studying can make better test scores. Those are things that can be fixed easily with extra work. Of course, trauma can too, but sometimes some trauma you need actual professional help from others in order for you to move forward, other than trying to do it yourself. You get what I'm saying? And I'm speaking on this whether it's abuse from someone or whether it's a substance abuse. Because I know as growing up, we always look at things either social or mental. Meaning, if it's a situation with social, we always call social services. A situation with mental, we always call mental service. But what you got to understand, sometimes you really just have to sit down and talk to a person. You don't know what a person is going through. A child can act out in school, but the first thing you think is, oh, that child is just bad. That child just bad. That child ain't got no home training. but have you ever stopped to think, hey, let's see exactly what's wrong. Let's talk to this child to see exactly what's going on, or exactly what's going on at home. Actually getting an understanding of trauma instead of judging and adding more weight to a person's trauma. And I do want to disclose again, I am not a doctor. If any of this is hitting home for you, please seek a counselor. I am not a doctor, okay? But let's go on to number 2. The famous universal words. I'm okay. Let me tell you something. When a person says they're okay, I can guarantee you 100% that person is not okay. Because okay is not a good feeling. I'm here to tell you, I know from experience, okay is not a good feeling. The first thing, when I first opened up this video, the first thing I said, how blessed I am. Blessed, great, perfect. Those are feelings that just excite you, that just has your adrenaline running, that just makes you want to just do some of the things that you love to do. When a person says they are okay, I guarantee you they are not. They're going through something. They could be crying out for help. Me personally, I'm a listener. I love to listen to people's problems. So if I hear somebody say, okay, How are you doing? I'm going to keep asking questions here and there. I'm not going to force you to say it, but I'm going to keep asking you questions because, baby, you going to tell me. I'm going to make you let that weight get off of your shoulder, baby, okay? But let me get into this as well. I just want to throw that out. I want you to understand that with trauma, it takes steps to recover. You cannot say, oh, this happened to me, I'm putting it in the back of my mind, or and in some things you can actually just put it in the ground and bury it and never speak it up again. But at the same time, you got to understand situations that you put in the ground and bury are those same situations that can easily come back around and trigger you. Understanding that recovering from trauma means to process body balance and freeing itself from constraints. You know, I said that when a person is okay, that they're not. I'm not saying that, Queen, you're not going to be okay. I'm saying there is a better feeling than just feeling okay. What you got to understand is you made it and you survived. Those are the hardest steps to recovery. They say admitting it, of course, admitting it, yes, it is one of the hardest steps, but I feel as surviving and pushing forward, those two are the hardest steps, then admitting that it's a problem. But the biggest thing to recovery is that you want to be able to identify your problems and the things that trigger you. That way, when that time comes, you know how to take control of what the situation is, take control of what the situation that is coming to you is, and as well know how to process yourself through that situation without going into those deep depressions or those isolations or those temper tantrums or, you know, etc. And Queen, what you gotta understand is everyone go through problems, and I can guarantee you, like I always tell you in every She Talk video, and make sure y'all go catch those too. In every She Talk video, everybody go through problems, and I know for a fact, guaranteed, 95% of people, problems are 10 times worse than yours, Queen. 10 times worse than yours. I just looked up a couple ways to see if you are dealing with some type of trauma. Because your girl just tell you, let me remind you, everything I do, I'm talking about myself. So anything furthermore, I just need y'all to say that, yeah, girl, I can relate to you. Yeah, girl, I can relate. Because I'm not talking about nobody but just Tay. I looked up a couple of them, and your girl had to do a little self-reflection myself. So that's kind of why I've been kind of off She Talk a little bit. Besides my vlogs been kind of off a little bit. Because I have to do a little self-evaluation of myself before I come back out here and just get to talking to y'all about these, okay? Alright, so some of the signs would be eating, sleeping disorder, traumatic plays, separation, clinging, or anxiety. Alright, Queens. And as well, I want to give you 7 ways that I use to acknowledge what I was going through, how I was able to write and journal in order to push forward as well. 7 ways to take control of the trauma that you have going on as well too. And if these ways don't work for you as well, like I say, I am not a doctor. Please seek counseling because it is real out here, y'all. Please do not go on with life with these problems on your shoulder. It's not worth it. I promise you, Queens, it's not worth it. But we're gonna go ahead and get into these 7 ways. Number 1, acknowledge and recognize the trauma. Number 2, reclaim control. You want to take back your power, Queen, because that's what we're doing. Once we acknowledge what we're going through, we're going to take back our control. Number 3, seek support and do not isolate yourself. I'm telling you, it's not healthy, because I'm here to tell you, when you isolate yourself, you start having those, I like to call it the devil playing in your head. You start, that's me personally, I feel like that might be how suicides and, you know, happen, because people isolate themselves. They don't want to talk to no one, and they let those problems still play in their heads when they can actually talk to somebody and get those out of their head, you know. But number 4, take care of your health. Your health is so important, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all, like, I'm trying to get my health together. Even though I'm drinking this wine, y'all, I promise y'all, I got a bottle of water right here beside me. Like, I'm trying to get myself back together. I'm with y'all if y'all with me, okay? Number 5, learn what it truly means to accept and let go. Like I said before, you cannot say that you were just burying this in the ground and moving forward with life. You got to honestly accept what happened, take the steps to move forward, understand those triggers for you. That way when this situation come around, you know how to truly let it go and not be hurt by it or triggered by it. Number 6, replace bad habits with good habits. Even if as far as you not pursuing what you want to do, because like I always tell y'all, we're going for our goals. So even if you're not pursuing what you want to do, cut out going out, cut out drinking, or whatever you may do. Pursue your goals. Cut out those things that's stopping you from doing what you want to do in life, that's stopping you from going to success in life. Number 7 is the most valuable one to me, even though it's number 7. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself, queen. Understand that all of this is not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in a week. It's not going to happen in a month, 6 months, 9 months, a year, or 2 years. But with consistent work, you will feel those changes every freaking day. You won't worry about when I have climbed over the mountain or when I have successfully overcome my trauma. Every day that you work towards it, you will feel it. Just be patient with yourself, queen. Be patient with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, you're not going to know how to treat yourself. And if you don't know how to treat yourself, you can't expect no one else to treat you the way you want to be treated. Alright, so let's get into number 3, queens. You dealt with it, so now let's move on to the next life. Okay, queen? Because at this point, you already done survived. You ready to make the steps. Why not push forward and open up that new chapter? Because that old chapter is gone, and we know how to deal with that chapter, okay? This time is our chapter. This is ours, okay? Queen, once you're able to acknowledge, recognize, and take the steps to move forward, I want you to know that no, you cannot change your past and what you went through. But what you can do, queen, you can change the narrative of your story. I know you're like, hold on, what you talking about, sis? What you talking about? I can change the narrative of my story if I can't change my past. But I'm finna get into that because I know you want to know, and your girl got the gems for you. Okay? You have to understand that when you continue to tell the same old sad story, you will continue to have the same old sad ending every time. And you'll continue to feel that way every time as well. What I learned, I actually seen this on a YouTube channel I was watching, is that what you want to do is you want to reinvent your story. Instead of telling the same old sad story, you want to reinvent your story. Start speaking positive to your story, okay? Understanding that changing your narrative of the story can also help you move forward in life, can also help you change the way you feel about situations when they do have memories that pop up as well. And what I mean by that is, basically, let me give you a scenario. Yes, my childhood was messed up. I didn't have the best clothing, or I didn't have the finer things in life. But we're going to change that narrative. Thank you, Lord, for letting my parents give me love, or letting me live. My mama didn't abort me. No offense anybody that has abortion feel some type of way about abortions, but it's a real thing. There's a lot of people that don't make it into this world through abortions, and it's just real. Be thankful that your parents then, that you are here today. I'm thankful that I had a loving family. And if you did go through a situation, thank you that I have, even though my mom or dad wasn't nothing, thank you that I have their strength. Because I am here today. I survived. Recreate your story, queen. Don't tell that same old story. Put some light to your story, because you can change that. And I just want to let you know, you couldn't create your story, but you damn sure can narrate it now. And you can choose your way to success, queen. God might know when it's going to end, but you can continue to communicate and talk to whoever you talk higher up to narrate your story. As well, those are all the gems that I have given to you for this week of episode 7. As well, like I told you before, I am not a doctor. I'm just here to give you the gems, help you understand that you can get over trauma. You can get over trauma, queens. I'm just giving you a couple gems to acknowledge and recognize if you are suffering from it, and ways to acknowledge and help you move forward from it as well. If these steps don't help you, please, like I said 113 times, please seek counseling as well. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. I do hope that you did enjoy this week's S.H.E Talk, how to overcome childhood trauma. Bye.